What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Coach Joyner's World Room. This one might be a short one today because this week we're just going to talk about tomorrow, really. Monday, we got to see the tip off of the SimWorld U season. We got to see retooled UCLA really go out there and really put a stamp on this season to start it off, where they said we don't need to have those two guys in order to be successful. We can be successful with this new retooled roster as well. And honestly, with the way they played, they can be. They could go and repeat. Now, we did have some other people play. We had South Carolina that looked good. Syracuse looked improved, but still just couldn't keep up with UCLA. Even though I thought they would get the upset because we saw so many upsets last year. I just thought we would see some, and I thought the tournament would end in an upset. But no, UCLA, the best team in the tournament, pulled it out. But either way, we're not here to talk about SimWorld U. We're here to talk about prep. And tomorrow we start our season. For all the teams out there, we all been putting in our hardest, working our hardest, putting the effort to recruit for the coaches. Players been practicing, getting better, been communicating, getting that chemistry up. And tomorrow, a handful of us are finally going to put it on the court, and we are going to have games every weekend. I can't wait to see some of y'all on the court because it's just going to be fun. Every season here in SimWorld Prep has been fun so far. So I want to keep it going. So I need y'all to be more active. I need y'all to be even more active than we already have been. We've had a couple threads hit over 100, or even I was looking at the views from not yesterday's, but this recent SimWorld U stream, and we had about 300 views. And that was just on YouTube. I don't know what they did on TikTok, but that was great to see because we're getting that activity. We're getting the people watching. And that's going to bring more eyes and more people to the product that we know and love, which is only going to make it better and make it grow. But I did have a couple questions here from Kai. I asked for questions last week. Kai's the only one that sent me some. So, thanks, Kai. Shout out to him. The rest of y'all, I was hoping to hear from y'all, but I guess not. But he asked me what team in SimWorld Prep could shock everyone with a positive record. And I'm not gonna lie, I think, well, I don't know everybody's schedule off the top of my head, so I don't know who could stop who from getting a positive record. But I don't think it would be that much of a surprise if we were to go into the Last Dance with a good amount of the international teams all having positive records. I think we have about 6 of them. I think if 4 of them all had positive records, I don't think it would be that much of a surprise, just because they play gritty basketball, especially not the European. They don't play as gritty, but they play a good finesse game over there in Europe. And I like both of those teams, with Coach Simpson getting Europe, and Atlantis just has some talent that I really like. And then Africa is going to be a really gritty team that's going to play aggressive defense at the least. If they do nothing else, they're going to play aggressive defense, and I think that can buy them a couple wins. Asia Pacific, I love the talent over there. Oceania with the Blue Brothers, I like what they have over there. I think it shouldn't be a surprise if a good amount of these international teams actually walk away with positive records. Another team I'm looking at for a positive record, maybe BTA. I know they've not been stable, but I think that may band this group together, where they know they haven't had the most stable coaching, but that might bring them together than tear them apart like you would think. So those are the couple teams that I think, as far as who could be the future SimWorld Prep Coach of the Year, I'm going to always say myself just because that's what I should say. But if I'm not saying myself, I think Coach Dries hasn't won it yet, and he's one of the best coaches here in prep, so I don't see why not him. Coach Hub, who is always active, if his team has the success with the activity that he brings, he could be another one. But as far as my front runner, I would go with Coach Dries over everybody as of this moment. Just because I think he is the best coach left in prep since the departure of Drayton, Pope. I think the Coach Kusa, I think those guys kept it close. But I think Coach Dries, based on his reputation, would have a big gap with the voters over everybody else, unless somebody had an amazing season. The last question I have from Kai: what are some underrated players that are ranked lower than they should be? And you know what? I didn't write any notes for this, so we're gonna go look at the rankings right now to see who's on there that I think should be a little higher. And off the top of my head, I don't know where KJ Hills is ranked, but I just want to shout him out. He's such a good ball player that I think I think we were talking about Monte Parsons and Jake Lee being number one, Jake Lee being kicked off the list. But KJ Hills might be the best player in prep. Like, he's at 5. And if KJ Hills is at 5, I think he could easily move up. But also Daniel Irving, I think he's at 33. I think I see people over him that I really would put him in the top 20 for Daniel Irving. I think he can do everything on the court. He's active. Well, I don't know about his activity nowadays, but in the past, he was one of the most active players. He was grinding in the gym. I don't know how it is now over at Lone Star. Maybe he still is doing that, but he is a locked-in guy he is somebody I love to watch. When he is on, and he's probably the most entertaining player in prep when he is on. We got Jordan Cooks at 36. I think he is better than his ranking at 35 or 36. My bad. I think he can move up a good amount of spots. I think, like I said, BTA being the dysfunctional, not franchise, program that they are, I think holds him back a little bit, and I think he's a bit better than that. And then on my own team, I'm going to be a little biased. Andre Shiftworthy at number 38. I think he's top 15. I think easily he's top 15. But that's my opinion, and that's not the opinion of whoever. I don't know who made the list, but whoever made the list. ESPN. Kadarius Momofuku, 58. I mean, I think he's a little underrated. Not much, because I do think Lone Star's coach this year unlocks him a little bit, unleashes him a little more. Walter Eugene is tall, but tall doesn't equal being higher in the ranking, so I won't say him for now. And then I think that's LaShawn Cunningham. Even for this will be my last one that I mentioned, LaShawn Cunningham. Actually, no, him and Jordan Scott. For being two players that are coming into prep brand new, I think they are some of the best players in prep for two very different reasons. I think LaShawn Cunningham is one of the best just movers with and without the ball, just getting in the lane, being able to block people off to get his dunk off or his layup. I think he's going to be an amazing player, and I think he should be at the end of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if he cracks the top 15. And Jordan Scott, who's going to just be he's a grinder at the end of the day. Apparently, he's been working on that offensive skill set, but if it's just his defense and his leadership, that should put him in the top 20, top 15. Because if the Yacht Club is to be successful, it will be because he is the leader of that team. That will be the reason. His defense, him being the leader, and hopefully him taking a more offensive role as well. But that's all I have for y'all today. For the teams that play tomorrow, good luck. For raining trades, y'all gonna need the luck because y'all play us. Queen City on top. Peace out.